Well, I'm delighted today to be interviewing three people. I have never interviewed three people before. And I've also never interviewed, I would say, anyone under the age of 30 before. So here I am today interviewing these three delightful boys, Abdullah, Zain, and Emaad. Ansari.
I'm sorry, yes.
Yes.
Ansari. Ansari. And these boys are the host of the Holistic Kids Show. So, welcome to three of you. I'm so delighted that you're here today. Can't wait to tell the world about you and let people hear about what you've been doing because it's pretty amazing. You've had the Holistic Kids Show going since 2021. So you're coming
Yeah.
up to you're in your fourth year now. So that is pretty amazing. So you guys, correct me if I'm wrong. So Abdullah, you're 16, Zayn,
Yes.
you're 13,
Yeah.
and Emaad, you're 10.
Yes.
Wow. And you're already speaking on summits. I know a couple of you have spoken at conferences. You've
Mhm.
co-authored a book with your mom. And now I just heard right before we hit record that you are also writing your own book.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. This is pretty amazing. Most kids are doing other things. What makes you guys decide that you're going to run a podcast, talk about holistic well-being, and do that instead of doing all the other things? I'm sure you do lots of things that regular kids do, but you're going like you're a little bit extraordinary. So why don't you tell me a little bit about what makes you so passionate about what you're doing?
So it all started when we heard lots of studies, and our mom, she kind of brought this into our lifestyle at the beginning. But a really cool study is that it's kind of scary, but 1 in 6 youths in the US are obese. A
Yeah.
troubling new study in the Lancet reported that the incidence of diabetes type 1 and type 2 are continuing to increase in children and young
Yeah.
adults. And that's really bad because now this is the new norm.
Yeah. Basically, we saw this in our schools, in our classes, our peers, and our friends. We saw that people now with asthma and that are obese, it's just like, oh, yeah, that's normal. And we thought that why should it be normal to have health problems, right?
Mhm.
And so that is why now we started a mission to help change kids' lifestyles so they can become healthier and they can live a healthy life and a life free of problems and a life free of health problems. Right?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
those statistics are pretty amazing, and we see so many health problems starting at younger and younger ages. I was
Mhm.
noticing that as I was looking at your podcast. Your very first show was about diabetes in kids, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So this is something that you're seeing happening in your schools, and so you want to do something about it. So that's kind of your motivation, and I'm guessing behind the
Mhm.
podcast, behind all the speaking. And are you feeling a difference? Do you notice when you're at school? Do you talk about this stuff with your peers, or how are you seeing? Are you seeing any changes?
So the problem that we realized is that kids are not making their own decisions when it
Mhm.
comes to their lifestyle. Kids don't know, well, what foods are bad and what foods are good. All they know is veggies are good and anything that's not veggies or fruits or protein is bad. But they don't know why it's bad and they don't know why it's good. And so they don't really care about that. They're just told, eat your veggies, eat your fruits. And so we really want to educate these kids, right?
Yeah. Because education is the most powerful power.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And so that's why we want to teach kids that if you're eating if you're eating McDonald's, if you're eating fast food all the time, then it can really affect your health. And you're missing out on a lot of nutrients that you would get from vegetables and fruits, right?
Yes.
Emaad?
Yes.
And so that's why when we talk to kids at our school, we try to inform them first about the basics, and then once they understand the basics, then we start to get into more about mental health and stress and nature and all of these kind of stuff.
I think that's so smart for you to teach people why first, because I mean, everyone knows, I think you're right, that eating vegetables is good. And
Yeah.
if people aren't linking that with their health, they're not really understanding why, then they're not as motivated. So I think it's really smart what you're doing to
Yeah.
help motivate people. Now, let's go back a little bit. And you've got two parents that are doctors.
We have
How
an entire family of doctors.
how much has that influenced your lives and what you're doing with your lives now in this program that you've got?
So I think that because they start off as doctors, they started, I mean, nowadays, like the doctors, or at least for a long, long, long time, doctors have only been taught,
Here's a pill. If you have a problem, here's the pill.
yeah,
They
just
weren't
take the pill and go away.
Exactly. They just give, so doctors weren't really taught. Our mom has been told us, our dad told us, we were never taught in medical school that we should be focusing on these aspects of health, and we should, and just focusing on the root cause, right? Like we mentioned, there's a problem, there's a pill, right? That's why our mom, she decided, you know what, I want to find the root cause of this, because a lot of times the pills, they just aren't working. And people don't want to just be stuck on pills their entire life, right, Mad?
Yes, that'd be annoying.
Yeah, exactly. And so we wanted to find our mom wanted to find the root cause so she could, heal her own health problems and live a healthier life.
Yeah.
You're kind of lucky your mom did that work for you. Now, I interviewed your mom for this podcast a little while ago, so I'll share the link to that interview so people can hear her story and what motivated
Yeah.
her to become the holistic mom MD. So your parents are both medical doctors, but as you said, most medical doctors aren't really taught this holistic approach that you're talking about. So the fact that your mom and dad kind of discovered this and had their own journey really helped you, because that's provided an education for you as well, right? Which
Yeah.
opened up so many new ideas. Like a lot of people just don't hear this until they're much older. So I think you're so lucky to be hearing this holistic approach really, really young. So in your day-to-day life, as the holistic kids, the kid hosts of the holistic kids show, and then having the holistic mom MD, how does that like frame your day? What does a typical day look like for you?
So
We wake up and we ground.
which means that we like to go outside into nature, right? Because a lot of kids nowadays, they don't touch grass, right?
Yeah.
They're just
playing
stuck on their
video games.
phones and on their computers all the time. And so we like to go outside, get some fresh sun, get some fresh air, go touch some grass.
Touch some grass.
We also like to get gratitude in the morning.
Yeah, we also love gratitude, because gratitude is something a lot of people are missing, right? Because they always think about food, exercise, and that's all that there is to health. But we realize that there's a lot more to health that people are missing.
Like gratitude optimizes the immune system, lowers stress, and that there's so much more that helps with. Just put on some video on gratitude, and there you go. You got some.
So that's why we like to sing,
Deep
the
breaths.
thankful songs.
Yeah.
Thank you for our eyes. Thank you for our ears.
And then we basically list every single thing that we're grateful for. 10 things that we're grateful for every single day in the morning.
So that we know how blessed we are.
I love it. Do you sing the same song every day, or is it you add new things in, whatever comes to your mind each day?
Yeah,
whatever comes to our mind each day.
Exactly. Sometimes, we're thankful for our belly button. Some other days we're thankful for our hair. Some other days we're thankful for our feet,
Love it. I love it. Okay, so that's your morning. So actually, I love and really I'm all about having a morning routine. So it sounds like you do that too. You have a morning routine. Does that really affect the rest of your day, or how do you find that affects the rest of your day?
I think positivity, right?
Yeah, positivity. It really boosts us up for the next day.
Because what happens is that, especially a lot of teenagers, they wake up and they think, I hate school, I hate like doing homework, and they have this negative attitude about school. And so they go into school with a negative attitude, right? And so that automatically makes school for them really bad. But if you go into school and you go into problems with a positive attitude,
Mhm.
right? Then
It'll change the way you see about it. It'll
And-
change the way you see.
and then you can actually start enjoying some parts of school.
Yeah. You think
Mm,
of
I love it. So-
you think of the better parts, not the negative parts, the
The be-
positive parts.
Yes, right, Mad?
Yes.
Think
Mm. And
positive.
so you can take negative things and with your attitude kind of turn it around or see it as
Mhm.
a challenge rather than a problem.
Yes.
Mhm. Yes.
I love it. This episode of the Wellness by Design podcast is sponsored by the beautiful Harmony pendant. I love wearing this pendant because it helps protect me from harmful EMFs no matter where I am. Our cells are under pressure from the constant exposure to radiation from EMFs or electromagnetic fields that we are bombarded with 24/7 from Bluetooth devices, Wi-Fi routers, cell phone towers, satellites, and even electrical wiring in our homes. Some of the potential consequences of EMF exposure include cellular damage, fatigue, chronic pain, I know that one, poor sleep, poor attention and concentration, neurological damage, which can lead to a whole host of brain disorders, skin and hair aging, and weight gain. If you suffer from any of these symptoms, it could be caused by your nervous system and cells being bombarded by EMF radiation. More than 240 scientists have signed an international appeal calling for health warnings to be added to EMF emitting devices. Studies show that the Harmony pendant can boost your defenses against EMF radiation by 700%. Wondering how the Harmony pendant works? Bioenergetics is the answer. Bioenergetics is about vibrational energy, and as you probably know, everything is energy, including our bodies. The design of the Harmony pendant, the exact location of the holes, the sacred geometry on which it's based create a harmonizing vibration with your energy field to help protect you from EMF stressors. I also like that wearing it reminds me to do other things to protect myself from EMFs, like not holding my cell phone close to my head and putting devices in airplane mode at night. Check out the link in the description to save up to 50% on the Harmony pendant. Okay, so you go on. How does you have this morning routine? How do you take being a holistic kid then through your day? Like what is your breakfast and lunch? What does your food look like?
Well, we love fruits, right?
So that is our favorite snack.
Yeah.
But when we're like, let's say if we're hungry, we should go down the list.
What's the list then? Can you tell them?
Vegetables.
Protein.
And healthy fats.
And then after we have those, we can have a little snack, a treat, like
Like an orange or a banana, or maybe like
something like our mom makes these almond flour cake or almond flour cakes and
she basically makes
cookies.
yeah
So
cookies,
we make alternatives
food that other
to the
kids are eating.
foods that are bad.
So like other
Bad.
kids, whenever we have a treat, other kids have pizza. We have organic pizza. Other kids have candy. We have organic candy. We have sugar-free candy. We have candy maybe
Berries.
with like berries and stuff. And so we're not missing out at all, right?
Yeah, no, because we're just living the normal life, but just completely gets rid of all the negative stuff and only keeps
All the
positive
toxins
stuff, all the toxins,
and chemicals.
all that stuff, and we stay with the positive stuff, the good stuff.
I've eaten your mom's cooking before. I know it's really, really good.
Yeah, they're good and they help your gut microbiome.
Yes.
Now, not every kids your age would know about the gut microbiome. So when you talk about the gut microbiome, what does that mean to you?
They are the bugs in our belly.
The good bugs.
The good bugs in our belly. And they fight off the bad bugs.
Yes.
And that's how we think of it. That's how it's good bugs. They're warriors, superheroes, and they
Are
basically
protecting the enemies.
protecting the immune system. Yeah.
Ah, gosh, that'd be a great idea for a kids show coming.
Yeah, it's just like super microbiome people guys.
Yeah,
What do you think, Emaad?
Yeah, it'll be very intense.
Very intense.
I think it'd be great, and you get a lot more kids aware, or you could make a video game.
Oh
So,
yeah, right?
so that
Mm.
they're learning about the microbiome superheroes while they're playing the game. Um, and then they go outside and ground and do all the other things and not
That's
get.
amazing. That's a good
Yes,
idea.
that is a good idea.
Okay, so you eat great food, and I think a lot of people just don't think that food that's good for you can also taste good, but it really can, right? And also, what do you think about how food is prepared? Like, I know you live in a multi-generational home as well, and you've got probably grandparents around as well, and different people are helping out with the cooking. And how would you say um, the feeling that they have when they're cooking affects the food that they're making? Have you thought about that
Um,
before?
so I feel like it's a lot more
I
like
mean, one very important thing that a lot of people in households are missing are family dinners and coming together as a family to eat this kind of food. Because as we know, loneliness is also a big killer nowadays,
mhm.
right? And so we love to come together and enjoy this food together, right? I mean, I have four other siblings, and so we love eating all this food, and it's just really, really a good time.
That
So yeah, a little bit more about loneliness. Like it's not as kids are moving away from the table, moving away from everyone else. They're just going back on their phones, being
Eating while
all
eating their
alone. They're causing loneliness and it's getting more depressed. And that's why more than 50,000 Americans died by suicide in 2023. That's more than any year on record.
exactly, yeah.
And
Oh.
that's actually like 1,000 from last year. Last year was like 49,000 people died
So
from
just keep on
suicide.
going up.
It's just going up and it's not getting better. So we have to really impact everyone.
We really have to focus on mental health now.
Yeah,
Mhm.
loneliness can actually take years of your life out.
Exactly.
Oh, you're so right. What wise words from you guys. Yeah, you've got two other brothers as well, right? There's
Yes.
Yeah.
I love what you said there about eating together. I was kind of talking about the cooking and how
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
cooking with love,
Mhm.
changes the food. I believe it gets in the food, but also how you eat is so important too. Who you're eating with, how you feel when you're eating, and having that family time makes such a big difference instead of, such a sad picture when you think about kids sitting down and eating by themselves and not really talking and laughing. So, um, what a beautiful point you made. So thank you so much for that. Um, what do you what do you think if you could make one change for kids and how they live? Could you pick up one thing?
What do you think, Imad?
I think I would take out like the
Oh, gratitude. What do you think? Yeah,
I
because
think gratitude.
like
They have to start.
focusing on gratitude. As we said before, a lot of people like they miss out on gratitude. They skip gratitude because they think it's not that important, right?
That's
Mhm.
really important.
Yes.
Yes. it is
Okay.
very-
So having gratitude, and that's
Mhm.
such a good point. So tell me about what's coming up next for you guys. What's coming up that's exciting for you? What kind of goals do you have? And maybe you can each have your turn answering that. But also, I'm sure you're doing things together as well. So
Mhm.
yeah, let's hear from you first, Abdullah.
So, as you know, we're coming out with a book soon. We're working on that right now. Um, we're also obviously our podcasts and everything. They're very important. You should go definitely check those out. And then also another thing is um is that,
And then I for me, I'm actually illustrating a book.
yes, he's also
Really?
illustrating.
Wow.
So that's something really fun for me because I love art
Yeah.
and I love health. So illustrating a health book is very amazing.
Also, I just remembered right now, we actually are speaking at Las Vegas, in I think May, right?
Mhm.
May at the
May 3rd, like first, right?
the Institute of Functional Medicine. That's what it's called. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes,
So we're gonna be speaking there. So definitely go check that out when we are doing that in May.
Yeah, I wanted to speak more conferences.
Yes,
you'd like to speak
that's
at
our goal. That's our mission. We want to take this to a higher level.
We want to educate and empower
Kids
us
all around the
kids.
world.
Yeah, we have to educate and empower us kids from the inside out. So,
Now you've already been on television, right?
yes.
What was that experience like?
So that was for meditation, right?
Yes.
We went on the Dr. Nandi Show, I think, what, 2018, 2017? Me and Zain, we drove to Detroit and we demonstrated how meditation is really important for you, right? I mean,
Yeah, we were just
we sat down, we meditated while our mom spoke to Dr. Nandi, and it was a really interesting experience because we didn't ever think that we would be able to share meditation, how the importance of meditation with the world.
Exciting. You're already doing so many exciting things. All right, let's just talk about meditation for a moment. So is this something that you practice, each of you practice every day, or how does that come into your life?
So first of all, we do meditation and we also pray, right? Because we have our 5 daily prayers, and so in those prayers, we incorporate meditation into those so we become more mindful, right? Because mindfulness is also very important, right? Right, Emaad?
Yes.
Emaad, do you have anything to add?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No, okay.
You did pretty good.
And we also realized that there's a lot of things in our lives that kids can't control, like microplastics, toxins all around us, germs, maybe even. But there are things that we can control in our lifestyle. And so like gratitude, like meditation, like changing your diet, just being more mindful in general, these are things that kids and adults can control that we can use these to control our life and control our lifestyle and how our body works.
I love that because so many kids now what I hear about what's stressing a lot of kids, and you kind of alluded to this, is the environment is a big one, right? That
Yeah.
feeling maybe a little bit like what can we do? So what you're talking about is what the things that we can do, right? And I really like that. So what would you say meditation is one of the #1 stress techniques for kids, or is there something else that you like to do?
Personally, I think that mindful breathing is probably the most important. We have done so many episodes on stress, and anytime we interview a stress expert, they always mention mindful breathing, like we had, and
They
then
rock me with stars, and the patient was like this. And
yeah, there's like
It's
belly
like that.
breathing as well.
Yeah.
And so we think that breathing is probably the most simple and efficient way for kids to improve and basically heal and their stress, right?
And you can also upgrade your vagus nerve.
Vagus nerve, yes.
Yeah, the vagus nerve is, that is our relaxation state, right? When we can get that activated. I love that you said that because I teach breathing and breath work. So
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And
it's such a simple skill that so many people are missing out on nowadays.
I know, mindful breathing. It's so easy, right? You got it with you all the time, and anyone can do it. Even kids can do it. What about your
Exactly.
Yeah.
could you teach it to him even?
Probably. Yeah, we could probably teach it to him.
Yeah. Did you know about humming and how humming is also activates the vagus nerve?
Yeah, we just
Yeah.
interviewed someone, I
Yeah.
think last week, right?
Dr.
Dr.
Navaz.
Dr. Navaz.
He
was
talked
talking about
humming.
humming. Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool too. Okay, so a lot of people listening to this podcast, they may have kids, so they'll be telling their kids about the podcast, or they may have grandkids, so
Yeah.
they'll tell the grandkids about your podcast as well. But what would you say is a way that parents or grandparents could help their children or grandchildren kind of let them know about holistic living without kind of being too, this is what you should do.
Yeah, being too
Like, how is
forceful.
that best received by kids?
I think we should look at the whole picture,
The
like,
whole body.
yeah, the whole body.
And so we talked about the mind, right? But we should also focus on the gut as well, right? And a really fun way is by eating rainbow foods. Not rainbow coloring foods, but rainbow natural foods, right? Apples, oranges. I mean, because each color, right?
Each color has its different superpower.
Yeah, red helps your heart health and lowers inflammation. Oranges and orange fruits, they have their antioxidant, and also like bananas and other yellow fruits and veggies. Well, they help with digestive support.
Green can help with detoxification health.
Uh,
Blue and purple can help with brain health. And brown can help with the immune system.
And so and then also white also helps the immune system, and
Yes, and it's also a very strong antioxidant.
and these are called polyphenols, right?
Yes.
And so a lot of
They're
kids don't
usually-
realize that the color can actually, like, different colors have different benefits for the body. And so for kids especially, when you realize that, okay, if I eat an apple and I eat an orange or a banana, these are all doing different things for my body. And so instead of forcing this information down down kids' throats, right? You should try implementing it into the lifestyle and teaching them the fun of it.
I love that. Do you have things like a little chart on your fridge or something like that where you check off, all the colors that you've eaten every day?
We used
Sadly
to, I
not.
think.
Sadly
I
not.
think we used to.
No.
You did?
Yeah,
I
we used to. I
remember.
think
Yeah.
there's 5 of us, so we got pretty ripped up.
Well,
Okay.
and I would think actually, with your mom and the way she cooks, you're probably getting that anyway. She's
Yes, exactly.
But
Smoothie.
yeah, that's a
Oh.
really great point for kids to think about. Okay, what have I eaten all the rainbow colors today, or how? Oh, I haven't had any blue yet. How can I do that? And not with Skittles or Smarties,
Yes.
because those are artificial colors and not real. So what you're talking about is the real natural colored fruit and vegetables that have
Mhm.
those polyphenols, and the different colors have different polyphenols, and we need all of them in our
Mhm.
diet, right? Such a great point. Okay, is there anything that we haven't talked about yet that you would like to make sure the audience knows?
I would. The green foods that actually broccoli sprouts that help with sulforaphane and with glutathione that can help the liver.
So even there's so many different fruits and veggies out there that people are not aware of that each have their own health benefit. So like he just mentioned broccoli sprouts. You never really thought that broccoli sprouts would have their own benefits compared to, I don't know, like avocado or like celery or seaweed, right?
Right.
Also,
It has everything.
yeah. Also, I think smoothies. My mom likes to sneak lots of stuff in her smoothies, like dandelion greens, lots of
Well,
like
that's
lots
also
of
a good idea.
different stuff. Like it's just a very easier way. Like just put every single color in a smoothie, and there you go. You got lots of nutrients in just one.
Yeah, and you don't even
cup.
realize it.
Yeah.
Like our mom will put maybe just like kiwi sometimes. She puts banana, she puts strawberries, she puts amla,
yeah.
sometimes mango even, and passion fruit and dragon fruit.
Liver.
Yeah, sometimes she
Using
sneaks in
liver.
liver. We found that out recently.
So she didn't tell you she was putting the liver
She
in,
did not tell us. No.
and you didn't notice.
No, we didn't notice.
You didn't know this. Also zucchini.
Yeah,
and
there's so
there's
many
just so
different
much different like weird like things that we don't usually have it often. She puts it in our smoothie. And there we go. We got it.
We got all the nutrients without even knowing.
Right. I love what you said there too, that it's not, we want to have something, say, green every day, but you're not going to have the same green thing every single day.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right? Mix it up a little bit so that you're getting the variety. Variety.
Diversity.
We need them for the superheroes in the gut.
Sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut. Oh, we love sauerkraut.
Oh, yeah.
Well, sauerkraut is one of our favorites, right?
Yeah. Fermented
Yeah.
foods are also pretty good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you make your own?
They hurt your mic.
We
we
use
used to-
here and there sometimes. Sometimes during the summer we'll grow our own broccoli sprouts. We'll ferment our own. Our grandma ferments different foods as well. Fermented foods are always overlooked because even though they're super important for our gut, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we usually get our sauerkraut from a farmer's market, so it still has those nutrients in it.
Yes, and it helps
straight
the
from the
gut biome.
farm. Yes.
Really fresh.
I gotta say, for people that are just listening, because this podcast is on YouTube, but also people are listening only and maybe not seeing the YouTube. Although I would say go to the YouTube, because if you do, you will see that these three boys have the most beautiful complexions and teeth. Just look the picture of health, and it's no wonder with all that great food that you're eating. So, yeah, I love that. Okay, we're coming to the end now, and I would like for you to let everyone know. I guess the best place for people to find you would be go listen to the podcast, right? The
Yes.
holistic.
Yes.
We're also on. You can find us on our mom's channel, Holistic MD. She likes to post a lot of things about us as well, and
We have
so
our own-
she teaches a lot of people.
Basically,
through what
we're
we do.
on every single social media platform.
Yes.
Okay, and
Yeah,
that's
we
on your
can-
mom's handle, which is Holistic Mom MD.
Yes.
Yes.
And ours, the
We have
Holistic
the
Kids MD
Holistic
as well.
Kid Show, and then we have the older generation Holistic Urdu MD. That's for our cultural side.
Because
Oh,
even our grandma makes
our grandma does it. Our
uh,
grandma
videos
does,
in a different language for people where she came from, which is Pakistan. And so she does it all in Urdu, and so she teaches so we're teaching 3 different generations basically.
wow, and all over the world as well.
Yes.
I feel like you have the coolest grandma.
She is pretty cool. All of our grandparents are cool. All of our family members are amazing. We love all of them.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, I'm feeling the love from you guys now. It's so good. Okay, so we'll have all those links, and I'm so happy that you joined us today and sharing your message that we can start living healthy lives even as kids. Kids
Yes.
can do it. It's fun. You can have better skin and better teeth and just
Yes.
enjoy
Yes.
life more, and also look at the opportunities that you're opening up for yourselves, and setting yourself up for a great life, right?
Yeah.
Health and wellness, and understanding your body's ability to heal. So I'm so proud of you guys, and I can't wait to see what else you're doing in the world. And I'm so grateful that you took the time on a Saturday to speak with me today and share your message with everyone. So thanks so much for being here.
Well, it's our pleasure.
It's our pleasure.
And our pleasure. All right. Thanks so much to you guys, and thanks to everyone watching and listening. And if you know someone who would benefit from this episode and who wouldn't, share it with them and leave a comment or a review. I'd love to hear from you, and we'll see you again next week on Wellness by Design.
Bye.
Bye.